Oh snap! You may not be as excited as I am, but look at it. My room is clean. What? This box is a box that LP uses as a table to eat his meal. Over here, we have, this is actually really cool. These are some of the first prints that we ever did ourselves, our hand-printed stuff. And it's kind of like an homage to that, you know, kind of just like reminds us where we came from. But also it's just really cool because these were misprints and they were, you know, not centered, or there's a little bit of mess up on the ink or something. So I tore them up and pretty much put them up as posters, which I think is really cool. And then finally right here, what we got is a little throwback Thursday picture of, what is that? Here we go. There we go. Kevin from Fitman Cook, Chelsea from Chelsea Lifts, and Mike from Quest. This was super fun. This is from the Vegas Expo, and in just 4 or 5 days, we're going to be at the LA Fit Expo. Let's start. Hey, my name's Brian. I used to have really bad acne. Wham, boom, bam, whammo. But over the course of a year on Accutane, I've cleared up a lot. Now I'm in the final stretches of my treatment. Enjoy my Accutane Adventures. What's up, all my friends? So today is week 63. 63 of my Accutane Adventures. That's crazy. That's a long freaking time. This video actually has a great point, a great topic, but first I want to just update you guys on where I am with my acne and my Accutane. So as you can see on my face, I'm pretty much clear except for, what's this? What is that up there? Trying to focus on it and look. Right there is a cyst that popped up this week. Dun dun dun. And I'm basically, it inspired me to make this video, explain to you guys what you should do when you have cysts and really how to take care of them and get them gone as quickly as possible. But other than that, my face is looking pretty good. I have like 2 little dots right here. My forehead still has a bunch of blackheads. Those aren't gonna come out until I get my extraction when I see my doctor in a few weeks. But other than that, you know, like the side of my face and whatnot, oh, it's great. Not any breakouts, just a few blackheads, which is perfect for me. I don't care if it gets even better than this. This is amazing. And then my forehead, you know, like I just said, pretty clear. I'm not having very many side effects, not really feeling anything other than the dry face and the dry lips, but I've come to terms with that. That's just life now. That's not even a side effect. I don't even expect to get back to a point where my face isn't dry. I'm just like, oh, I need to put moisturizer on in the morning and at night. I need to put chapstick on at least 4 times a day, and no problem. Side effects all good. Now, let's talk about cysts, or at least just the big, huge zits that stick around for a long time. Usually you can feel these coming up, right? You can feel that they're gonna come up before you see them. That's how it works for me, at least. And what I mean by that is you can feel a small bit of a bump, or you can feel pressure under your skin, and if you feel like you should be able to pop something out of it, right? But don't touch it at this phase. Possibly, if you don't touch it, it could even go away without ever coming to a premonition, to a whitehead, or coming to, you know, being a big red spot. If you don't touch it, sometimes it'll go away. But even more important, even if it's gonna stick around, if you don't touch it, you aren't gonna aggravate it. If you aggravate it, it will turn into something that is way worse than it would have been. Basically, a lot of people try to push and pop, but if the surface of your skin is not ready to break, then what you're doing is you're putting all this pressure on that pocket, right, where you have trapped in sebaceous fluid, right? And when you push on that, if it can't come out the top, the pressure has to release somewhere. And oftentimes what you'll do is you'll actually start breaking down behind. You'll go deeper than the zit is, because you're pushing and pushing, pushing. You actually cause it to inflame, and then over the next few days, it's gonna collect more fluid. That's the worst part, guys, so don't play with it, because if you do, it's gonna get bigger and it's gonna fill with more fluid, which means it's gonna be bigger and it's gonna be more obvious, and then you're gonna have to wait longer to get rid of it, and also longer for it to recover, because there's gonna be a bigger damage area, basically. So, what do we do when we feel a cyst coming up? Well, personally, I just try to ignore it. Don't touch it at all. Some people will ice it because that can kind of get rid of the inflammation, but usually it's not really inflamed yet. It's just you can feel that it's coming up. Now, after 2-3 days of not touching it, it will either go away or it'll come to some sort of a head, you know? Like this one, you can see this one, obviously, right? You can see it. So it kind of came to a head. Still, don't touch it. If you can see it and it's white, don't touch it. The only time that you should really, really touch your cyst with your hands is obviously after you know, pre-treat your hands with alcohol and stuff so they're completely disinfected, or use gloves or something. But if it is absolutely already coming out, like you just got out of the shower and it's starting to, it already broke the skin and there's already some fluid coming out, then you could just really lightly touch it and finish pushing the rest of it out, basically drain it. But if it is not already broken the skin, if it has not already started to drain itself, don't touch your face. Don't touch your cyst. it will get worse. I guarantee it. I know it's so tempting. Everyone has the problem where they see the white, they need to get rid of it. I can't go out hang out with my friends until I've touched my face and got rid of the white. But I guarantee you, even after you push that white out, even after you get down there and put all that pressure in there, which you should not do, it's gonna get worse, because then it's gonna get inflamed. And whether or not, you know, that white piece is out for that night, you're gonna then inflame it, and it's gonna get more of that by the next morning. And then you're gonna have a small hole that scabs up with blood or like a mixture of fluid and blood. I know this is getting pretty gross, but then you're gonna have like that little scab, which I kind of have right here. And then you're also gonna have a cyst underneath it. So that just means that you just extended the amount of time it's gonna take to fix it, because now you're gonna have to either keep popping it or wait for it to fix while there's a scab on top. So there's already a hole, so the hole's gonna take longer to fix. I digress. You guys are probably wondering what happened with this one. I did not touch it, did not touch it, did not touch it. And then it got really big. And after a leg day, this always happens to me. After a leg day, I had pushed really hard and it broke the surface. Luckily I had a beanie on, so I didn't have to, like, you know, experience like it coming down on my face or anything. But like after the workout, I looked in the mirror after I took my beanie off and I was like, oh, whoa, it's already pretty much done. So I just kind of like pushed up a little bit. I like touched my eyebrow to do it. I like pushed up a little bit, drained the rest of it, and this is what happened. But you can still see right now, look, you can see that there is a scab, right? And that's not good. And that's not my fault. But it is my fault. I let it pop, you know, without it needing to pop, and there's a larger hole that needed to have. So now it's taking a longer time to repair. So there's solution number one. Don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Let it do its thing, and then eventually it will come out, or it won't even have to break the skin and come out. It will actually just uninflame. It'll just go away naturally. Seriously, that can actually happen. You may be thinking, you're crazy, that'll never happen. But have you ever let it happen? So what else you can do other than that, other than the home remedy of just not doing anything, which I like because, you know, I'm a little bit lazy. But the other thing you can do is you can get a HYDROCOLLOID bandage. I believe it's HYDROCOLLOID bandage. And you can usually get these at like a CVS or a Walgreens. I'm not really like Safeway. I'm not really familiar with all the stores, but basically just a general store. You can get those in the Band-Aid aisle. I think Johnson & Johnson actually makes a brand of it. But all it is basically, it's made to take fluid out of something, whether that's a wart, a cyst, you know, any sort of inflammation, whatever it is. And you just put that bandage on top, whoosh, right here on your cyst, and you go to bed and you just leave it there. And what it does is it has this gelatin that forms on the top of the layer of skin, and it pulls the fluid out. So when you wake up in the morning, you go take your shower or whatever, you take that off, you're gonna have a bunch of fluid and whatnot. And hopefully, the idea is, and acne community forums are all about this, the idea is that it's gonna pull that fluid out, and then hopefully you won't have as much of a cyst, or the cyst will actually go away because the fluid is now gone and the inflammation can then you know, relieve. So HYDROCOLLOID bandages, you guys should look into that. I tried doing this the other day for this one. Actually, I wanted to like film it for you guys. I couldn't find HYDROCOLLOID bandages anywhere, so I'm gonna have to do it off of Amazon for the next one. But hopefully there's not a next one. We'll see. Now the next solution for cysts, this is probably the most convenient one, and it's definitely the fastest acting one, but also, I guess convenient was the wrong word, because it's also kind of the most inconvenient to go get. If you're gonna go see your dermatologist, or if you have the ability to actually go out of your way and go see him just for this, you can have him inject, or her inject, your cyst with an anti-inflammatory. Don't ask me what it is. I have no idea what it is. But basically what it is he'll inject it, and then within 24 hours, I kid you not, 24 hours, your cyst will almost completely uninflame, de-inflame. It'll go away. It's so awesome. It sounds like a miracle, and it sounds like it wouldn't work for you or whatever, I know. But seriously, I'll go in there with like 2 or 3, and he'll be like, oh, do you want me to inject him? And I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely. And it's just like super painless, super small little needle. It's just, he pushes it in. Sometimes it'll break the skin. It actually kind of hurts a little bit because it builds all this pressure. It feels like, you know when your cyst has much pressure, you can feel that? It feels like it's happening like within a 5-second period. It's going from no pressure to like so much pressure, way too much pressure. And then sometimes it'll pop, sometimes it won't. But either way, it completely heals you up. So those are the 3 solutions to having a cyst. Those are the 3 things that I know have worked for me to get rid of my cysts and to do it in the best way possible without causing damage to yourself, without putting yourself in potential harm's way of having scars and whatnot, but also in the way that can help you get rid of the cyst quickly. Because, for example, I have a very public event that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing Isotory, and I'll be in a lot of videos, the Isotory event for LA Fit Expo, and then also I'm going to be working at LA Fit Expo and meeting a lot of people. So I don't want to have, you know, too much stuff. I don't, you know, it's like, it's okay to have that stuff, and I'm completely okay with it. But, you know, I just don't want to have like a big cyst while I'm on video. So I've really try to baby this cyst and make sure that it is healing properly. And I thought it would be very interesting to talk to you guys about what I'm doing, but also all the things that you can do to make your cyst get better quicker, basically. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I know I left the fan questions out this time. Basically, there just isn't enough time for this one to do the fan questions, but man, I freaking love doing them. So I'm gonna be sure to do them next week. And also, don't worry, I'll be looking through the questions in this video here and also last week's video. So if you know, you double leave comments, I'll definitely probably get to you if it's a good question. If you haven't left a comment, a question from the last week's video, you should definitely leave a question here for next week's video so that I can answer it and talk to you guys and be a little bit more personal. I love answering you guys. I love all the support you guys give me. I'm super excited. I'm gonna go get a haircut pretty soon, either today or tomorrow. You guys will see that in the Wednesday video. I love you all. Thank you for checking out the video. Like it, comment if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and there's a special guest coming. You guys will see that person this week. I love you guys. Team Beyond the Week. Big J.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN!
Yeah!